I'm Zach London from Nerd Games, and I'm here to teach you how to play Field Cut, a two-player board game about the anatomy of the human visual system. Let's start by setting up the game board between the two players. Put this little guy, Humphrey the Legionator, on the little star on the optic chiasm. Each player puts a play mat in front of them, and puts one of each colored cube in each of the 8 quadrants. Now each player takes a hidden color card. Rotate it however you want, and then insert the card into the card stand so the other player can't see it. Now take a shield card, flip it to whichever side speaks to you, and put it in the stand so it covers the bottom half of your hidden color card. You can now see 2 circles that should have 3 colored wedges in different quadrants. This gets us to the goal of the game. You and your opponent are racing to determine the exact orientation of the different colored wedges on each other's hidden color cards. So let's play. Players take turns rolling both dice, then picking one of the 2 die values to move Humphrey and the other to query. Let's say this is your first roll. Humphrey can move between spaces that are touching or connected by neurons indicated by white lines. This allows him to cross from side to side even at the eyes, and around corners, but he can't change direction and double back on a single move. Now use the other die value to query. Use the key in the middle of the game board to ask your opponent if a specific color is visible to Humphrey. Since you used a 5 to move, use your 2 to query. Checking the chart in the middle of the game board, you ask, "Can Humphrey see blue?" Then your opponent answers based on Humphrey's location and the quadrant where the matching color is found on their hidden color card. Humphrey can't see anything in the quadrants that are darkened out in the color-coded image matched on the game space to where he is standing. In this case, Humphrey can't see either of these 2 quadrants. So your opponent says, "Yes, Humphrey can see blue." So now you know that your opponent's blue wedge is not in either of these 2 quadrants. Thus, you can remove these 2 blue cubes from your playmat and return them to the box. Don't worry, if you start to remove the wrong cubes, your opponent will tell you right away, because this game isn't about tricking people. The more cubes you can remove, the closer you'll get to your goal of figuring out where all 3 of your opponent's colored wedges are. It's now the other player's turn to roll, move Humphrey, and query. One quick caveat. If you ever roll doubles, you can choose to either play normally, move and query, or move only, forgo querying, and then take another turn. This is useful if you need to move quickly across the board. Players take turns rolling, moving Humphrey, and querying until one player has removed enough cubes to successfully determine where each colored wedge is on their opponent's card. If their last 3 cubes match their opponent's hidden color card, they win. And that's the whole game. Simple but fun. And if you want an extra challenge, play again, but cover up the pictures of the field cuts and test your anatomic knowledge. Hope you have fun. Be sure to check out our other games and instructional videos at www.nerdgames.com.
There once was a man who rode by the tracks with the reins in his hand and a Winchester on his back.